Hello, hello, hello. Is this thing on? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Once again, live on Twitch. It's Wednesday night. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Once again, you're tuned in to Bose 831 Gaming live on Twitch, and you're tuned into another episode of Bose 831 Gaming's Twitch live stream series where we're playing Farming Simulator 25. Hello, hello, hello. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, night, or whatever it is in your neck of the woods or in your part of the world. We're, Once again, we're playing Farming Simulator 25, and we're on the base game map for Farming Simulator 25, Riverbend Springs. And we're kind of jumping right into it, a little bit from where we left off on the last episode of my series. We've been doing some work off camera. Continuing to work contracts. But let's first of all, let me do some setup for this episode. We've continued our grass work that we were working on at the end of last week's episode of the live stream. But what we have done is we have mowed the grass, and on our own fields 2, 3, 4, and 5, we've windrowed these fields. We've in the case of field 2, tedded the field and created hay bales on 2. But for fields 3, 4, and 5, we created grass bales, and we're going to wrap those bales, and so that the bales on these fields can be turned into silage, and that's where we're at as far as our own fields are concerned. We have some leased equipment here, and let's hop into our tractor here. We're gonna start the engine on a tractor because I gotta empty the bales out on this particular baler because we finished all of our baling on all of our currently owned fields. So you can go ahead and unload that. Whoops, I actually misspoke. We still had one more field to bale. So let's go ahead. Actually, should not have unloaded the baler. That's my mistake. I was so busy focusing on other things I had going on that I forgot that we had not finished baling each of our fields. So we're going to build this final field, and we'll do this real quick, and then we'll move on to the other activities that I had on top of my mind that we wanted to take care of. So first of all, we're going to finish baling field 5, and then we'll move on to the next step in our process here. Tractor turned around. That's a big whoopsie daisy on unloading the baler before I had finished all of our baling on our fields. Make sure we don't miss any material on the ground. We're going to try to pick up everything that we can. One of the things I can't wait on to happen for Farming Simulator 25 is for more mods to be released. As of today's date, Giants software is, as I understand it, they are all back in the office, but this week was their first week back in the office, and they really didn't release much as far as mods are concerned so far this week. We did have a couple of mods released, and I'll go over those in just a second, even though part of my purpose on this series is not to do mod reviews or anything like that, but we'll go over a couple of items that were released this week in just a bit, because they're all items that were part of the base game or expansion packs of Farming Simulator 22, and ordinarily may have been part of the base game of Farming Simulator 25, but for whatever reason are not made base game equipment in Farming Simulator 25. in the online, I saw a number of different reasons, or a number of different statements about that allegedly Giants had made about why certain uh, equipment did or did not make it into the base game from Simulator 25. But in fact, probably one of my biggest disappointments so far about 25 is it seems like there's less base game equipment than there has been in other versions of the game. I don't know how true it is, but at least as generally speaking, as a player, it feels like there's less variety. I guess the way I would say it is this: it feels like there's less variety of base game equipment in the game starting out. I know this will be rectified shortly because I've been playing Farming Simulator since Farming Simulator 17, and I've been through enough Farming Simulator releases now that I kind of have a pretty reasonable idea of what the expectations are as far as the game being updated and all the bugs and issues of the game being worked out, and we're getting, and us as a community getting to the point where we have a reasonable amount of mods out for the game. And with every release, it's been about, and I went back and looked to double check that my thinking was correct or incorrect, and from my research, which is kind of what I thought anyway, but I wasn't sure, so I had to go research it before I made these statements. In that for Farming Simulator 19 and Farming Simulator 22, in each of those cases, it was about because both those games released in also released in late November in the year of their release, and both those games had a lot of major issues and bugs that were reported at the time of release that had to be worked out. And in the cases of both of those games, there were patches released before the end of the year. At least one major patch for each of those games, and then another major patch was released for each of those games around February of the year following the game's release. And about that same time, because generally speaking, Giants normally takes about 3 weeks for their holiday break during every year, and so what typically happens is once a game releases, you get a small trickling of mods when the game first releases. Then Giants goes on a break, and then when they come back, as they get up to speed, mods will start being released again, but the pace is very slow at first, and then they start to come out at a more consistent pace. And in most of the cases, from what I've seen, for Farming Simulator 19 and Farming Simulator 22, it was actually about February before the game really started to have a steady pace and consistent pace of mods being released. And so far, Farming Simulator 25 has been ahead of the curve for both games. So, I would say without any hesitation that I fully expect probably not this week, but by next week to kind of see more mods being released, and because we're already technically ahead of the pace that we were with Farming Simulator 22, and definitely with Farming Simulator 19. It doesn't seem like it, but we've already had a number of game updates. We've already had quite a few mods released, which was the thing that surprised me most, because for 19 and 22, we didn't, when the games first came out, we really didn't have that many mods for a while. And Farming Simulator 25 has probably, I don't have every mod out for 25 that has been released in the mod hub in this particular game save, but I know I'm close to, but I have a majority of them, and I'm close to probably 200 mods easily I'll say it's 170 something, but close to 200 on this particular game save, and I don't have everything that has been out for the game installed on this save. So it's probably just a hair over 200 mods, and one map has made it out, and that's mostly what everybody's been clamoring for is new maps. But I'm not a Giants fanboy per se, and I'm not trying to hate for Giants or anything like that. But I just want to say we have to be patient as a community a little bit more, and that more things are coming. That's what I'm kind of excited about because even with all of the history, but if you go on the internet, man, especially on some of these sites, you'll see a lot of negativity. I don't know if that's just a product of today's culture or what, but I'm not going to entertain most of that. I entertain some of it, but for the most part, I'm very happy with this game. I'm very excited, and I can't wait to see what's coming because I know I have a very good idea of what it is because I've been in the community long enough. I've been playing the game long enough, so that's kind of where I'm at. And I can only speak for myself, but I know based on what I see on social media and the internet, there's a whole lot of negativity out there. Some of it is deserved. Giants, there's definitely a number of things Giants could have done better, but a lot of it is also undeserved. And if you're going to offer, this is me and my opinion, and I just have to say this: if you're going to offer criticism, at least offer some constructive criticism. But criticizing just for the sake of criticizing, I can't endorse that at all. I cannot. If you got something to say, if you got an issue with the game, you go on the Giants forum or a website or the most popular space for discourse, and it's going to get a whole lot more negative with some of the announcements that particular platform, I'm talking about you, Facebook, made today. Just stay tuned, but I'm going to stay on, for the most part, on the positive side of things. And again, it's not because I'm a fanboy of Giants. I'm just the type of person that I don't even get into all that negative discourse. I have better things to do in my life. And one thing that I used to say on all of my last year's series, and I got to get back to it. And just me being caught up in the mix sometimes, I forget what it's all about and why I do this. But the saying I always say is, if you're not having fun doing what you do, then what are you doing? And I, for the life of me, don't understand why, if people hate the game so much, and it's just, you get that if you read some of the negative discourse out there, then why are you even playing the game? Go find something else to do, man. But I don't understand the whole culture, and I think I have talked about that before. People hate watching things. I just don't. To me, that's a mental illness. But that's my humble opinion. That's not the opinion of Giants or any of those other platforms. That's strictly Jose 31 talking there. And I'm not an old man, but I'm not a young man. But I've been on this earth long enough, and I've seen a few things here and there. So, and that's just the way I see it. All right, but we just about got this field build up. So this is not going to be the contracts episode tonight at all. Although we will be running contracts during this episode because I did finally decide to run a few more things while I was working on this game save off camera. So we will work on a few before we jump off tonight. So let's go. Excuse me. So now we can turn off the baler and unload baler, which is what we should have waited to do previously. All right, and so now we're done with this particular baler, and I think we're done with all the lease equipment for now. I just want to make sure before I turn everything in that we've done everything we want to do at this point in the game. So let me take a look at our fields, and when we go to our filter screen, we'll go to growth. Okay, and I'm going to make sure every field is purple, which means these fields have been completely harvested. If we go over the soil composition, you can see all of the fields are already in their first fertilized state. Grass regrows automatically, so we don't have to do anything else there. We just let the grass do its thing and regrow. I'm not going to worry about putting lime down on these grass fields. You can do it, but I can't say 100% it's going to give me anything for doing so uh, at this point. So I'm going to leave that alone. Uh, all right, so looking at our lease equipment, let me turn my tractor off first. We don't need windrower. We don't need the mower. We don't need the baler anymore. So we can go to our vehicle screen and scroll down. We're looking at in the leases cost column, and we're going to tab through our lease equipment, and we're going to return any of the equipment that we don't need. So we're going to return the baler. We keep the K-brand TMR mixer because we're still using that. Although I might as long as I've leased it, I've already paid for it. I should have bought it a long time ago, but there's that. We're going to keep the bale trailer. We'll come back to that momentarily. We can return the mowers. We won't be needing them. We won't need the windrower, so we can return it. And the other mower, we won't need it. We can return it. Okay. And we can return the tedder. All right. So with all that being said, the next item or action that we need to do is we need to lease a bale wrapper. So we want to go to the baling section in our shop, and we want to go to category wrappers, and we're going to lease the Kuhn K-brand SW4014 bale wrapper. And we'll go with the white wrap this time. It doesn't, it's all cosmetic, but your options are white, black, green, nature green, and empty. But we're going to go with the white this time, so we're going to lease that. Okay, and we'll pick that up from the shop. We're going to do the whole teleport bit to get to the shop, just to get in the interest of time, not necessarily a realism thing. Oh, and I forgot we had a contract running in the background while I was talking, and we go ahead and collect that contract. We also have a couple of other contracts I have working in the background that I totally forgot about while we were talking. So that is turn the mower on for that one. This is mowing, and that's on 45. This is 45 over here. Do hire worker here, and let him do his thing automatically. And then we had a fertilizing contract, and that's on 87. And again, we'll just hire the worker and have that run in the background while we're working on our own fields. So we'll just do B, hire worker. Okay. Send those two on their way. And let's drive this package back to our main farm. And I'm going to do something with that a liquid fertilizer pallet later on as well. But first, let's drive back over to our farm. Our farm is very close to the shop, so it won't take us long to make this drive. I know when I send the AI to different destinations using the go-to function, it seems like it takes longer to make trips around the map, and that's because the AI driver drives a lot slower. A human control driver will always get to the destination much faster than the AI. All right, because we're already here. All right, we're going to do this thing backwards this time. We're going to go ahead and open up our wrapper. Make sure we have automatic drop turned on. And let's get to work. And this wrapper is not that fast, so it's just going to be an exercise in patience while we go through all of these bales. But once we get all of our bales wrapped, we're going to move on to the next step in our process. But now that we're in May, one of the other objectives I want to ensure was that we had that we filled our bale storage to capacity with a majority of the bales in the bale storage being silage bales, and then we would go sell those silage bales during the month that that the price was at its highest peak for silage. I've also been doing some research off camera concerning the BGA, because I was looking at the content by a lot of YouTubers out there for farming through their 25, especially for players in the United States. And most YouTube content providers are all, especially the ones from the USA at least, majority of them are working on live stream series and content using the same Riverbend Springs map. And for the most part, most people are concentrating on a lot of the other businesses in the game, in the base game, but for whatever reason, not a lot of folks are playing utilizing the biogas plant. There's been a lot of tutorials that, from what I can tell, about using the placeable biogas plants that are in the game, but you also have a nice biogas plant that's on the default Riverbend Springs map as well, but it's quite pricey. It's almost $2 billion just to purchase the biogas plant, but you can make your money back in a short amount of time. But in order to do so, you're going to have to run every production that the biogas plant is capable of, and that includes that means you're going to have to be dropping a sugar beet, slurry, manure, and silage off to the biogas plant. You have to have all of those elements running to maximize your profit on a biogas plant. But long story short is I was thinking about doing getting into the biogas plant in this series, but the problem is I can't afford to buy the default biogas plant that's on the map right now. Again, you also have other smaller biogas plants that you could place in the game as well, but you're kind of running into the same issue. Even though there's 3 different sizes of biogas plants, you can place the small one. You're not going to make your money back off of, really. So I don't even know, let's say Giants make some changes to some of the numbers on that one. That one's not really worth it at all. But if you place the medium one, you can make a little bit of money. But if you place the other large biogas plant, the placeable one, you can make a decent amount of money from it as well. But you, again, in order to maximize your return on investment, you need to be running every production that's part of that biogas plant, and that means you're going to have a significant investment in animals and crops before you do so, because you're going to need you're gonna need to be producing sugar beet cut. Plus, you're gonna have animals that are giving you the manure um, and slurry. So you're gonna need cows. You're gonna need you're gonna need you're gonna need cows or either pigs or a combination thereof. I don't think the sheep don't give you slurry. Uh, the sheep don't give you manure either in this game. Although sure in the future there will be some mods that come out that might alter some of those gameplay elements as well. One other thing that was kind of announced this week is Giants has kind of recanted on some of the stuff they had announced before Christmas, in that they removed the mod testing lists. They used to have that in their forum on the website, and they used to keep that regularly updated. But Giants has released a version of that list back in their forums. The only thing though is they're not going to publish a mods and testing list anymore, but they are going to periodically put out the numbers as to the number of mods they have in testing. And just to give folks a general idea of what's in the pipeline, and what the volume is and all that kind of stuff, which is still not as good as having a full mods and testing list, but it's better than nothing. So we'll see how that goes. All right, but just bear with me here. We got 3 fields to bale here, so this is going to take a little bit here, and I already see some material on this field that I missed. Not enough to create a bale, so I'm not going to worry about it too much, but I was trying to make sure that we didn't miss any material on the map, but unfortunately we did miss that material right there. And we've already returned the balers, so that's kind of a moot point now. Let's go ahead and grab. Again, our first order of business is we want to make sure we grab and wrap all of the bales on this map. We got 2 more fields to wrap after this, and then we'll be done here. Or at least with the bale wrapping portion of what we want to get accomplished on tonight's episode. The big thing that we wanted to get knocked out tonight is we want to sell as many silage bales as we can, and once we sell those silage bales, then we'll do a check on our bank balance, because again, remember, our primary goal was to get to $1 million, and then once we get to $1 million, then that's the green light to go ahead and work on all of the capital projects that we have scheduled to do for our farm. And again, remember, I've indicated that first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a remodel of the entire farm. We're going to keep our what was that message there? That was not a good message. What did that say? All of these bales should have been the same size, but what bill not supported? Okay, so why is that bill saying that? This is a hay bale. Okay, so with you, I'm gonna go ahead and put you in bale storage. I wonder how we got one single hay bale and mixed up with all the grass bales. Oh, I know there was. There's probably an unfinished hay bale in the baler when I got over to this field, and so I had to kick that last hay bale out before it switched over to grass. Plus, we did this entire field hay. I don't think I did, but don't quote me. Okay, no. Yeah, that's what it was, because this is grass. This one's grass. So if such is the case, that means the bales and field 2 should all be hay bales. I'm going to address all the issues concerning our bales in just a bit. But first, we have to finish wrapping all of our grass bales. And then, again, the reason for wrapping all of the grass bales is so these bales can ferment and turn into silage. But that's not an instant process. That takes a certain amount of time. So right now, all of these bales, even though they're wrapped, they're going to say that they're grass bales, but that is only for right now. In a couple of months, all these grass bales will turn into silage bales once the grass ferments. As you can see, we had 9 out of 12 bale wrap. So there's no danger of us running out of the bale wrap. So no issues there. If we were baling on a larger field, then you could have the potential issue of running out of bale wrap. And if that was the case, you would have to go to the shop, order some more bale wrap from the shop, and bring that out to the field and load that wrap into the bale wrapper before you can finish doing your bale wrapping. All right, so we've got 2 more to go. And we're burning the midnight oil today on day 1 in May. It's already 22:46 game time, which is 10:46, so it's about to be 11 o'clock p.m. And this is game time, not real time. All right, it should be the last grass bale we have to wrap. Now, all of the bales on field 2 should be hay bales, if I'm not mistaken. And we'll double check that here right now. So we're gonna order the bale wrapper and hop out the tractor. And let's walk over here and take a look at these bales and make sure all of these are hay. Get my flashlight turned on. Just want to double check that. Yeah, all of those are hay, so let's come back over to the tractor, make sure we didn't miss any bales. But just in case, we're going to hold on to the wrapper for at least a few more moments before we say otherwise. But we're gonna drop that off and go over to our bale trailer that we have leased, that we decided to keep because we knew we still had some things to do before we return it to the shop. And again, we're using a Funge SPX 816 auto loading bale trailer. And now we're going to go out to field 2 and we're going to scoop up our hay bales. And remember, our bale storage has a capacity of 250 bales. And the only thing we've been using our bales for so far is creating silage and the TMR mix for our cattle. So we're gonna toggle our auto load bale trailer to operating position, and we're gonna scoop up all of our hay bales from field to at least as many as we can. I don't know if we have enough that will warrant us having to make multiple trips. We'll see. Come on. We're at 45%. We might have enough space on this trailer to get one full load without having to make multiple trips, but I think we'll see. We cracked 54%, so odds are pretty decent that we might make it through. 70%. Alright, so we have all our hay bales, and we want to switch the auto load trailer over to transporting position by selecting X. And we're going to drive over to our main farm. Then we're going to drop off our hay bales into our bale storage. Okay, and now that we're in place, we want to do unload bales, then drop our bales off and do unload bales here, and those are in our bale storage. And now if we take a quick peek at our bale storage situation, so we're over that for a second. We're at 198 of the maximum 250 bales that could be in this bale storage. Let's go to our other 3 fields and let's pick up the wrapped grass bales that we have in place, and we'll start putting those in bale storage as well. So first thing we want to do is we have to reset our autoload trailer, click X for operating position, and let's get it done. Okay, and we are bailing. Parts of the bailing process have to be done manually, and that's what we're doing right now. Where are we at, bro? And right now we're just going to drive through all of these bills and just pick up all of the bills that we previously wrapped. Let's see. And once we get these bales wrapped, we'll put these bales in our bale storage because they're not ready to be sold just yet. We have to wait for the grass to ferment or into silage. Alright, okay. It's fading out there. Run off the map, edge of the, not the edge of the map, but the edge of this property. So now we're going to bills, we're at 75%. Now this is probably one of those scenarios where we would have to make at least one additional trip, pick up 1 or 2 pieces. Straggle. We'll hit 87%. Some might not make it without us having to unload and then come back and pick up the stragglers that we have left. Yep, 100%. So this is a transporting position. And this is going to be a very short transport. Okay, and once we have these bales here and we're over at our bale storage, we're going to do right bumper and select unload bales, which is Y. I'm moving those bales over to the side here. Alright, let's get this line up a little bit better. I did not do a good job of parking there. Let's try to move over a little bit. And let's lower the bales and then unload here. And now if we check our storage again, we're at 222 or 250 pieces, so we're getting close to the maximum number of bales that particular bale storage building can store. All right, we'll reset our auto load trailer, set it back to operating position, and let's keep it moving. Okay. Just a few more bales to pick up, and we'll be done. One, two, three, and four. All right, once we got our bale trailer loaded up with all of our silage bales, we can go ahead and drop these off in the bale storage as well. All right, let's go. All right, so we're gonna do right bumper, unload bales here, boom. Okay. And that's it. At least with that part of our episode tonight. The next step is kind of important as well. Before we do that, I won't say that either. Let's get our tractor and auto load trailer reset and turned around in the correct direction. Now we want to go back over to our bale storage. And here's the beauty of what we're doing right now. We're selling to the highest bidder, but once I still got to give it some thought, but I think I will work on, one of the things we are going to work on is purchasing the biogas plant that's on the map. I don't know, I still haven't worked out in my head if I'm going to do a loan or we'll do something else to get there. I also talked about last episode about probably doing a little forestry. I'm going to use a semi-sheet method to do our forestry, or at least supply some of the trees for our forestry. And we're going to work on some of the projects on the map as well. I know everybody's brother's doing that on their live streams for Farming Simulator 25, but we're going to do some different things too. I'm not going to do the same standard fare. That's why I think I haven't seen anybody doing a Riverbend Springs episode using the biogas plant industry. So we're going to start there, I think. Along with the previously mentioned animals, the remodeling of the farm, and so on and so forth. First thing first, let's go over to the bale and pallet storage. Take a peek. We're at 229 of 250, so we're not at the max capacity of the bale storage, but we're not going to wait on that to happen. We're going to cycle over through our different groups of bales that are in the bale storage, and we're going to look at the silage bales. We got one, and we want to go to let's see what we got in the round bales first. That's round bale hay, round bale silage, 3,500 milliliters. We got 18 of those. Let's pull those out first. So, yes, that. And then we'll take our auto load trailer, switch to operating position, and drive by those round bales. Awesome. So we're all loaded and ready to go. We go to transporting position, selecting X, and let's take a moment to look at our prices screen. And we're going to scroll down to silage and see who's giving us the best price for silage at the moment. Looks like they're all pretty even, so it's just a matter of personal preference. I'm gonna go for the highest number. That's the animal dealer, which is right nearby. So we're gonna go ahead and tag that spot, although we know where that one is. So let's wheel drive there. Did we tag it? Map is a little confusing to me. I don't know if I'm going in the right direction at the moment, but we'll get it figured out. Okay, there we go. Hello. Run right through the stop signs, no traffic coming, but kids don't do that in real life. And we're just going to try to make our way right up to the animal dealer real quick, and we're going to sell our silage bales at the animal dealer. The sales location with the best price can and will change over time. So just be mindful of that. We're gonna do unload bales, move our bales over, lower them down as far as we can, and then do unload bales here, which is why. And voila, bales are sold. We got $14,474 from those bales sold. Now we can return back to the main farm, pick up another load of silage bales, and let's see what those numbers do. Problem. Driving all reckless here. Driving on other people's property. But not for long. So this will all be part of our basic, empire in game. Once the green light is on, then we're going to start doing a lot of different things, but we got to get there first. Working on that right now. And next up, let's go back over here to the bale storage. I'm going to pull out another load of silage bales, grass, hay, Silage. We only got one 6,000 liter. No, we got 25 square bales, 6,000 liters. But again, we want to make sure we went to the round ones first. Round bale silage, that's 1. Square bale grass, that's 25. Square bale hay, 1. Square bale silage, 6,000 liters, 25 of 127. So next we want to go with the square silage bales. We'll load them out. And set up trailer, try the operating position. Load up our grass. Excuse me, our silage bales. And we can see we can get all the way up to 24 of these bales loaded up on the baler, and that's max capacity. And the one bale that didn't make it, we'll put that back in storage. We'll come back to you. Alright, make sure we select transporting position, and we're off to the animal dealer again to do another bale sale. Okay, I don't know what's going on with the in-game camera right now. It's almost like it's fighting against me. All right. Next up is the animal builder. We sell salvage bales. This is our second load of salvage bales that we're selling now. And these are all square bales, so we're going to do unload bales, load the bales over to the left, and unload bales here. Boom. And this time, notice the noticeable difference in the money that we made, $33,303. Whoa. Watch out, traffic. Well, dude is not going to let me get in front of him. Very aggressive driving. Got back to the main farm, and let's grab some more bales, rinse and repeat. There, 61,000. $198. We're almost there. Guys just sitting there. Alright, so here we are back in the main farm, and let's go check our bale storage and see what we have left. And let's open it up, and we'll look at silage bales only. Grab another 25 bills. We set our bale trailer first, so hit operating position. And get loaded up. Again, 24 bales. Exception of one. We'll grab that one and put this one back in storage. Uh-oh, this is not enough though. Okay, I don't know why this one's giving me fits. That's annoying. Well, actually, we can do it. Have match. I'm trying not to have to drive all the way over there to grab a bill. Works and simply edge. Boom. Thank you. Alright, and we're off. This transporting position. Excuse me. Stop animal dealer. Keeping score, we're at $61,000, $81,498. We're very close to the finish line. By now, you know the drill. Unload bells. Move them over and drop it down. And then unload bells here. Boom, boom, boom. 33,290. All right. And before we move away, we had a couple of contracts we have running in the background. Let's go ahead and collect on both of those. Check the balance again. $903,551. Very close indeed. Let's go ahead and reset our bale trailer now. Go back to the paint farm. vehicle's still sitting there. So we're gonna have to reset traffic because that one's obviously bugging out for whatever reason. Let's do that here. Let's go settings, traffic, leave it off, then turn it back on. Go out of this silage bales. 25 to 79. In position. Alright, and this time we accidentally knocked one of the bales back into the bale storage, so we got to grab one more bale out of here. This time we're going to move it all the way down to one bale. And I'll back in the tractor. Go to operating position. What's happening, guys? We're almost there. We're so close. Get this thing done. Stop animal there. Alright, we'll run the stop sign one more time. Alright, and we arrived at the animal den. Not quite sure why those cones are there. It's just a very interesting placement for a bill. I'm entirely sure as to what the background is behind why they placed it in that spot. It's one of those interesting things about the map. Unload bills here. Let's see. 278. And 36, 457, or at least $7. and I don't know why the vehicles are glitching in this spot right now. It's a bit annoying. And again, like I said at the top of tonight's episode, there's still a few bugs and glitches that have to get worked out. And now the Giants is backing out. Let's hope that they'll be able to focus their attention on some of those things, as well as getting some mods released in a regular steady cycle again. And I saw some people online kind of talking about that, going on little rants about those issues. And first thing that people need to understand is that, number one, Giants can do two things at the same time. So you can have a team working on the bugs, and you have another team working on the mods, and so just keep that in mind. That's how it works. In my day job, I also have duties as a tester, so I understand how the process is done in the industry. Let's see, let's cycle through here to silage again. There's more square bale silage. See, 45 out of 55, so we got one more load to grab. We'll reset our trailer, operating position. Look. Our bales. Do this right. We'll just have that one bale hanging out there by its lonesome. And I can use the momentum of this entire trailer to knock it into blades. Yeah. Good stuff, baby. Let's take a look back. Transporting position. Let's here. Set transporting position. Boom. Tracks is no train signal per se. You don't want to get attacked by the train. Uh-oh. We got two bales just kind of hanging out there. Operating position. Got him. Operating position. Alright, now we're all stacked up. And there's another bug here. As you can see, it says we have brown bales, but obviously we have square bales, so that's a bug. One more time. And now you know the drill well. Hello, Bill. Hello, Bill. 3264. Set our trailer. some time, even though I've been playing on the map a little bit now, but I'm still getting used to the particular nuances of this map. This map is supposedly to be representative of areas in the Midwest United States, but it still doesn't seem like there's a lot of logic per se to the design, so the whole map still kind of comes off as not being any U.S. map, even though that's what the intention of it is supposed to be. But this is again, this is the Europeans' interpretation of the U.S. and not somebody from the United States. Interpretation of the map. But as we thought, I've also touched on tonight, we're still waiting on mods to get back released from Giants into the mod hub at a steady pace. We're not quite there yet, but we will get there. Alright, so silage, hopefully within, if not by the end of this week, by next week, we should start to see a more steady flow of mods. And this is going to be our last load, and this might also bring us to a number or super close to it. We're almost there. And if we want to pop popcorn and have a party or anything, once we hit it, boom, there it is. Back in there. And I'll put it in position. Transport position. And away we go. We do this, we're gonna go ahead and sleep and move on to the next day, and then we'll get started on what our next item on the agenda is going to be. If we don't hit our number on this particular trip, should be very close to it. And you know the drill by now. Unload bells. Flip them over. And unload bells here. And 33252. Yep. We get our number. Yay! Out of the fireworks. We've reached $1 million on our first Coming Soon 1125 playthrough. Now we're ready to go. The eagle has landed. The eagle has landed. So let's head back to our main farm and let's get to work. Can't get to work without a proper night's rest, so we'll start there. And foremost. We've been burning this midnight oil, get everything done. finally did it. It's a beautiful thing. Let's go back over to our bale storage, and if you stand over here, you can see the list of the bills that are in here and what our numbers are. We are 91 out of 250, and we have square bale, grass, square bale hay, 21 pieces, square bale grass, 31, and those are the bales that we have wrapped. They haven't fermented in the solids yet. They're in the process of fermenting, so they won't be grass for long. We have square bale solids, 7, square bale straw, 1, square bale straw, 9,800 liters, 2, round bale hay, 1,934 liters, 1. We got 13 4,500 liter round hay bales, and we have 7. I don't know why they separated into 2 groups. That it seems like they should all be in the same group because they're all the same literage. We have another group of 7 4,500 liter round bales of hay, and then 1,896 liter silage bale. All right, so we're done. Now let's go over to our vehicle screen, and we're going to return every single leased vehicle that we don't need right now. That includes the wrapper. Return it. The bale wrapper, we don't need it right now. We don't need the bale trailer right now, so we're going to return it. And maintenance on our equipment, which is probably going to take us right back under our $1 million. For our tractor, we're not going to worry about painting right now. Let's get our tractors all fueled up. Rest it up and get prepared for what the next day shall bring. Up over to our other tractor. Rinse and repeat. Maintenance first. I guess we'll go with gas first thing. There. That puts us under $1 million. But that won't be for long. Now that we understand the grind, we know what it is. So let's get rested up, and it's a new day. everyone to sleep. All right, and we're on day 2 in May, which is the second half of the month of May. At the back end of the month of May, we had $999, $999, $999,852. All right, we broke a million, so now we're on and ready to rock and roll on the next big thing. Where do we want to start? Our equipment is fine, our farm equipment. So first, I don't want to replace our farm equipment just yet. So let's first of all start by feeding our cows and grab our Quarterman's ration mixing machine for that. We'll go ahead and finish unloading what TMR we already have in place. And from there, we're going to return this lease because we're actually going to go ahead and buy one of these now. Return that to the shop. And first thing first, let's go take a look in the shop and see what we got on sale. So we have a few interesting items, and I see one thing I want to jump on right away at 58% off. And we got a fertilizer spreader too, but I'm not ready for one of those just yet. But this Merlot MF 44.9 CS 170 CV-tronic telehandler, we will get a lot of use out of that. So we're gonna grab that for sure. But I'm a fan of Michelin tires, so we're gonna get the Michelin tires on it at least, and that's gonna be our first purchase. Boom, that's a done deal. But while we're also in the shop, we want to go over to at the animal section, forage mixers, and we want to take a look at these. We've been using the Kuhn RA142. We're about to pick up business with our cows and our TMR mix production. So we have a few options here. We can do a self-fulfilled TMR mixer, or we can do a standalone one. We have a few different options here. We got the Silo King Trail Line 4.0 Premium 2218-22. That has a capacity of 22,000 meters of TMR. The Parson PF 2.24 Plus is 55,000. It has a capacity of 24,000 liters of TMR. Let's see. Do we want to go big at first, or we want to start with the mightier one? It's 100 horsepower. That's 120 horsepower. 55 versus 45. 22 versus 24. We'll do the 45,022. 100 horsepower. We'll go ahead and buy that. That'll be at the shop. And let's start there. We're going to do our reset the tractor bit. So let's go. Well, actually, no, we'll go ahead and do the other thing because we're going to jump into that right now too. Trying to get that knocked out quickly before we run out of time here. We're down to the last 15 minutes tonight. I want to try to get some of this stuff in before we hop off tonight, but we're going to be very busy next episode of the series as well. Oh, one thing I did want to touch on was the mods. I almost forgot the mods that came out during the week. Giants dropped a few items. Let me see if I can remember them all. should be in this section here. I don't remember what they were right off the top of my head now. Oh yeah, it was this one here, the Rigitrack SKH 150. They also released an update to it today because there was an issue with the lights on the tractor shining but not operating on the tractor itself. You can see the light that emanated from the lights, but not the actual lights on the tractor. It was really weird. But they patched that bug today. So this is one of the items, like 3 different items that they released in Mod Hub. And again, this was a vehicle in 22 as well, but they released it as a mod in 25 for whatever reason. I don't remember what the other things were. I think it was this windrower here, the Kuhn GA 15131. We don't need one of those yet. We'll probably still lease our grass working equipment for the moment, but don't quote me on that because we are going to be doing a lot of grass farming. So I'm kind of on the fence about what we're going to do there. What was the other piece of equipment? One more piece of equipment and I don't see it now. I know it when I see it, but I don't see it. What the heck was it? Yeah, I know it was a vehicle. Oh yeah, the Lender Unitrack pack. That's what it was. Uh, and we might even play around with this on this farm for the moment because we're doing some small farm stuff. But this is a piece of equipment for use on smaller farms. No major. But this is a good example of modular equipment. Here we have a manure spreader. We have a forage wagon. We have a slurry a manure spreader, and we have a trailer tipper, and of course the vehicle itself. This is all European equipment, definitely not American, obviously. All right, but I got sidetracked there. I forgot why I was in here now. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, there are animals. Shoot. So let's go back to our animal screen. We got our TMR mixer. But we wanted to jump on animal transport real quick. Right now we got limited options as to animal transport. We need something that can transport are these? When can we look at that? I was hoping we could hitch multiple trailers to each other because this we don't need to release. All right, so we're gonna have to lease this guy right here. But the problem I'm running into is we got more than six cows now. And we need to pull the cows out of this building, but I don't want to. Yeah, we're gonna have to lease 2 of these to do what we need to do. Because by the time we spend 125, that's too much of a vehicle for what we're trying to do right now. So let's lease 2 of those, and let's send our tractors. Lease that to the shop. Jump for the other tractor. And send it to the shop. And here we go. All right, first off, we got a telehandler. And forgot to grab a couple of things that go with it. So let's go to the shop. Because while we're here at the shop, we know a couple of things we're going to need as far as equipment for the telehandler right off the bat. So let's go to, what category is telehandlers? Under telehandlers. And the Merlot, right click on combinations. And these are some of the many options we can have for the telehandler. And one option we know we're going to need right away is the bell fork. So we're going to start there, but we'll be back. We got a couple of different. What about this modded bell spike? That's 1200. Telehandler, RPG, log fork. So we want to do this bell fork or this bell fork. We just use the cheaper one for now because we're going to need it to have this telehandler for a number of different applications. But right now, we just buy a bell fork. We can always sell it, whatever case may be down the line. Got a lot of stuff to do. Finish up real quick before we wrap up tonight, and we'll grab it. We're running out of time. This episode. All right, so we have a telehandler, we have a bell fork, and this might be where we just go ahead and take our screenshot here so we can kind of get an idea of what's happening. Wheels in. That. Right, let's take off and get to the main farm. We're running out of time. Rapidly. Or as they say in Spanish, I think it's rapido. Not gonna make it tonight, folks. I apologize for that. I wanted to get this in before we jump out tonight, but it doesn't look like we're gonna make it. The telehandler onto the main farm first. Get on. So I guess we're going to save the farm remodeling in the next episode. And if we get lucky, some of those mods I talked about might release to the mod hub between now and Saturday, so we can have all of the buildings that I want to put in place on the farm ready to go. If not, we'll work the buildings that we have released, and we'll probably come back and make some late game updates to our farm once the other building that I'm waiting on releases. But I do know it's in testing. Hopefully it doesn't fail testing, and it does get released soon. Alright, but in the interim, we're going to park our equipment over here as we get ready for those things to perform. This will be a reminder myself when we come back in on what we're going to park telehandler here. And let's grab one of our tractors. Next up, we're going to grab the EMR mixer and take it to the main farm. Alright, beacons on, and while we're making this drive, I'm going to go ahead and get my closing statements, or my closing arguments, if you will. I want to thank everyone for tuning in, checking me out tonight. You've been tuned in to another episode of Jose 831 Gaming live on Twitch. You've been tuned into my Twitch live stream series for playing Farming Simulator 25, and we're on the Riverbend Springs base game map in Farming Simulator 25. I want to thank everyone for tuning in, checking me out tonight. Thank you for your support. and hope to have you along and receive your continued support. All episodes of my Twitch live stream series will be uploaded to my YouTube channel, typically in their entirety. I don't do any edits or whatever to episodes at this point, because I kind of like just whatever I stream live on Twitch, we just put it right on out there. You know, these are not like pre-edited videos. Eventually, I'm going to get into that business of doing some pre-edited videos and uploading them to YouTube, but I'm not there yet. I'm a growing YouTube streamer, new to the game, new to the process, even though I've been doing this for a little while, but still, you know, growing and getting up to speed. I hope everyone that's tuning in tonight or wherever you're checking me out, you know, just rock and roll with me. We're going to get there. We're going to get bigger, better, and better. And I will do so with your support and your feedback. And one more point, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you love. Let me know what you don't. The only way I get better is with your feedback, so keep your feedback coming. Jose831 Gaming on most of your social media platforms. Twitter, currently known as X. Instagram, YouTube, so on and so forth. Facebook, that's it, Facebook. So forth. But wherever you're running across my content, my content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you love. Let me know what you don't. But either way, let me know. All right. Our last act of operation tonight is going to be getting these animal transport trailers in place. And what we're going to do with these animal transport trailers is we're going to move our cows out of the cow barn. In fact, let's go ahead. We're going to send this guy. We're going to have our AI driver send this one, drive this one to the main farm, and we're going to manually drive the other one. We're going to move the cows in our cow pen to these temporary trailers, and then we're going to place a new cow barn on the map, and we're going to place a goat or sheep pen. I haven't made up in my mind yet, or we're going to do goats or sheep first, because we have some new animals that I want to quote use on the map. And we're going to get some chickens. We're not going to do pigs just yet. I don't, because we don't have enough crops active yet. Once we start purchase some more fields and expand our farm operations and have some more crops active that we can support pigs, we will look at getting pigs. But right now we just want to hold off on pigs, but we're going to do every other animal except for pigs. Although we still haven't decided whether we want to do water buffaloes, because there's some new animals in Farming Simulator 25 that we didn't have in Farming Simulator 22. You know, I want to do some gameplay with those animals as well. All right. So he didn't do such a bad job getting to our main farm. All right, but that's where we're going to end it. But we're going to have everything set up and ready to go for the next episode of the series. What we're going to do starting off, we're going to move our cows out of our currently owned cow barn, and we're going to place a new cow barn. And then we're going to place our goats or sheep, and finally we're going to place our chickens, and then we'll start working on remodeling our farm. We're going to get rid of some buildings that we currently have on our farm. We're going to replace some buildings that we currently have on our farm. That's it. I want to thank everyone for tuning in and checking me out tonight. This has been another episode of Jose831 Gaming live on Twitch. And like I always say, if you're not having fun doing what you do, then what are you doing? Thank you for tuning in and checking me out, and I will catch you on the flip side. Have a good night, everyone.